Welcome to the I got drugged and robbed in fucking Colombia episode. I don't even know what to call this. Um, First off, I just want to tell you that I don't want this story to be about the rage, the anger, just all of the different negative emotions I have about this entire situation. I'd like to try to focus this on the positive people that have shown themselves to be positive people unexpectedly. But I also don't want to make this a very long story. There are going to be some interviews that come out after this where people will have the opportunity to talk to me, ask me questions about everything that happened. I really do want to make sure I expose, fuck, man, all of this shit that happened. Like, the reality is I've been here for 6 years in Medellin, and I literally have clients that I help whoremonger and stay safe. And I think that that's the thing that keeps playing back in my mind is how I could get got. Like, it just show it just it this doesn't happen to me. Um, so first off, I just want to say thank you to those that have stepped up. I am right now recording this video. Oh my walls. That's loud. So I'm recording this video on the iPhone of my braider, Adrian, who, if you guys have watched any of the videos on my YouTube channels and seen the intro, him at the end braiding my hair, it's his phone. I'm here now at Trends Medellin. Just know that these braids, him, yeah. And then you own this clip right here from yesterday. This is me. My barber is actually here getting his hair braided. So I felt like this was an opportune time to sit, kind of chat and talk about this story. So first I want to give them a shout out for cutting my hair for free, braiding my hair for free, and allowing me to not look like the homeless poor person that I have right now. Um, and then also Karen. I promised myself I wasn't like tear up on this video, but Karen has been phenomenal. That story, like I feel like that's a whole nother episode, and she'll probably never ever come on to like talk to me. Maybe I can record a phone call, but I have to put this out there. Karen has been a friend of mine since 2004, 10, 2009, 2000. No, before that. Yeah, I want to say like we'll go with 2009. So it's 2025. Now, truth be told, I've only met Karen in person one time, and we had a magical evening, like a magical evening, and we have grown into become some of the best friends that I could ever imagine. So that's it. There are links in the description. There's a QR code. After you listen to everything that's going on in my life at this current moment, if you find it in your heart to help, you will be able to send Karen, um, PayPal whatever you can. And then I'll also give you some other options if you don't want to PayPal anything. I actually would recommend the other option, but we'll get into it. So the story. I've been here in Medellin for 6 years. More or less come of the pandemic till now. And truth be told, when I first got here to Colombia, I was in Bogota. I was in Bogota for like 2 months before I ever even visited Medellin. And I've pretty much been in Medellin since then. I've traveled all over the place since out in and outside of Colombia, but I have lived and made Colombia and Medellin my home for the last 6 years. That said, I have never experienced anything like what I'm about to share with you. So this past Thursday, I was doing interviews. Interviews. Let me say that again. Like, this is the thing that I cannot stress enough. I was doing interviews. Um, the street isn't loud. Like, this is normal. So I was doing interviews because I have a supplement shop that's opening. It's called Titan Nutrition. That link, if you're in Colombia, by the way, will also be in the description. You need supplements, hit it up. If you're in Bogota and Medellin, we have same day deliveries if you order before 2. But all of that said, we are opening the physical location. Right now, we're only online. It should be open in the next 3 weeks. We're waiting on permits. I really have made my life here in Colombia. So this is the first business where I'm hiring employees and need workers and all that kind of stuff. And so I posted in the Facebook groups, several Facebook groups, that I was doing interviews, what the position was, what the job was for, et cetera, like you would anywhere else. And I had 4 interviews on Thursday. Now, of those 4 interviews, all 4 were women. And 3 of them went really well at the location. It was great. This last interviewee kept changing the time. She changed the time and had very good excuses 3 times. And by the time she gave me her last time, I was like, listen, I have a dog. You guys have seen Logan. It's like, I gotta go home. Like, I can't wait for you any longer. We could do the interview another day. She insisted she really needed the job. She didn't know when she's gonna have another day off to be able to come do the interview, if she could still do it that day. So for me, I'm like, she's communicated really well with every time and changing the times. I don't want to be a dick, like I understand having to work and having to move things around. Like I get that. And so I'm like, okay, you can meet me at my apartment building. Now, you got to understand something. My apartment building is not like this house here. Like you can't just walk in. I have lived in buildings here in Medellín where you don't have security, where you don't have anything. You can come in and invite whoever you want in. That's not the case. So for me at this apartment complex, we have a co-working space. We have all these different zones and areas. I'm like, you can come to the building, you'll sign in with security, and I'll do the interview. So she changes the time. She still shows up late, but she shows up, has her cedula, which is her ID, comes in, we go to the zone. So loud. We go to the ZC. So it's co-working. There's a bunch of things on this floor. We go there to do the interview. About 10 minutes into this, they close the floor. Now, the building is new, so they're doing construction. So it kind of made sense. It was okay. I was like, okay, are you okay? We'll continue this in the apartment. Now, I need to make this very, very clear. For those of you that know my background, I can explain and express the fact that I do things based on pictures. I train based on pictures, and I do my best to be able to not really have to think through and really just react based on whatever the pictures are that I've seen and practiced through. So if I was meeting someone from a dating application or I was meeting with her for a date or any of these things, there's no effing way I'd go into my apartment. But my thought process here was ID, job. You're not trying to like do anything bad to someone you're trying to get a job with. So I'm okay with taking this to the apartment. This is where I made the first mistake. Oh, actually, this is like the 13th mistake. But in either case, we go to my apartment. I'm thinking maybe timeline's a little fuzzy, 30 minutes. I'm not drinking, I hadn't smoked. Like, I'm very much I'm asking questions, talking through, explaining, sharing things about Titan Nutrition, what we're going to be doing, how we're going to be doing it, the space. I'm visually explaining the space because she wasn't there to see it. Now, amongst all of these things, I wake up the next morning with 6 police officers. Let me say that again. Like, literally, that's the transition. I remember homegirl going to the bathroom. And my apartment is, I should probably like upload video of my apartment here. So having said that, I'm separate bathroom, it's all these things. I remember feeling tired. I remember feeling sleepy, but in all of this, it's normal for me to feel sleepy. This was now in the evening. I usually start my days between 3:30 and 4:30 in the morning. I've been busy doing all the different things like normal. At this point in time, I have no recollection in any way, shape, or form. I didn't drink anything. I have a thermos of water. Like, there's nothing crazy going on. So, how you're like, what do you mean you just woke up? I'm telling you, I really like, I woke up. I woke up to 6 cops in my bedroom, literally, and 2 of the security vigilantes from the apartment, all in my bedroom. And I'm fully like I'm like I am right now, fully clothed, and I'm laughing because Steve and Adrian listen to the story, and I'm sure they're putting like pieces of it together in English. We talk about it all in Spanish, but in either case, um, and I'm like, what's going on? And I'm literally like completely disassociated from everything. I don't understand. And so they're like, listen, you got robbed. And they're telling me this. I'm like, what are you talking about? I got robbed. I'm like, I'm in my rope. Like I'm like I'm seriously like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? And then I get up and I'm looking around and I'm like, I mean, my bed's here, the sofa's here. You know, like my mind, I'm like, I got robbed. I'm like, I'm looking for things to be missing. And then I start like, it's like things start coming into focus. And I'm like, wait, where's this? And where's that? And where's this? So like this, I don't even have my glasses. Like my prescription glasses, this chick took absolutely everything. Now here's the kicker. So I remember as like came in elevator, co-working, like all these different things on camera. This heifer took all of my stuff, put it in a bag, put it in my. I have a it was a Peak, one of the 45-liter bags, my camera bag. All of my stuff, computer, 3 cameras, drone, everything is in this bag. She took the sheets from the spare bedroom. I'm talking like if you were trying to break out of jail, like they show you in movies, and she made a rope line with the sheets. I live on the 27th floor. There are 32 floors in my building. I live on the 27th floor. This heifer took the sheets and made a rope from the sheets, tied it to my bag, lowered it down as far as she could, and then dropped it. I don't know, the other 25 floors? The reason I'm telling you this, and I don't know this. I'm only being told this information from the security guards that watched the cameras, and they showed me, and they were like, listen, so what happened was I heard this noise. ¿Por qué crees es cómico? Yeah. So, no están teniendo un culo siquiera. Yeah. Bueno. All right, so like, the bag drops. He hears this loud boom outside, and he goes outside to see what the deal is. When he goes outside to see this, he sees a guy on a motorbike. This is moped pick up my bag. Oh, and as he walks out the door, this chick walks behind him. So he goes out and goes left because this is where the noise comes from. Guys on the motorcycle. She goes out behind him and then goes right and hops on the bike with this guy and they leave. Now, the good things. We do have her face, pictures on video, license plate of the motorcycle, all that kind of stuff. The bad thing is the police here fucking suck. This is me saying it. For everybody that's here Colombian watching this video, y si te voy a entender inglés, la policía acá en Medellín y en Colombia es literalmente como perezosa y horrible. Bueno. So like at this point in time, he's telling me this, and I'm like, wait, what? And like I'm still like, I can't believe it. So I'm like, all right, so what am I supposed to do? I don't have a phone. I literally don't have anything. She took passport, driver's license, my wallet. She took my Civica, the card that I used to get on the metro. Like I don't have anything. The cash, like everything is gone. And now I'm going through this, and I'm going through this in my mind. Where I'm just like, I've had different friends here tell me, oh, you know, it's probably just because of opportunity. Poor people do really desperate things. And when I say poor people, like, you got to understand something. This chick took the pork chops that were cooked in my refrigerator. How are you going to take somebody's food? Like, I remember the morning of like going through all of this stuff, feeling hungry. And like before leaving, because I'm still like processing and I remember opening my refrigerator and remembering I had food and looking at the pot with the food not in it. And I'm like, I want to, how do you take somebody's food? Like, she took my weed. She took everything. So for those of you that are already thinking like, yeah, well, these solutions and all these things, let me just make some things clear. I'm a business owner. I have 13 businesses across 14 continents. Like your biggest bank, Spur. Bank of America, and SoFi. I have all of my business accounts with Bank of America. Now, why is that important? The reason why it's important is because the things that you may be thinking of could happen, couldn't happen. Thankfully, you can't just log into my Bank of America. The security I had on my phone was great. I was able to get all of those things shut down, so they didn't take any money out of my accounts. I cannot stress enough how appreciative I am of that. Seriously, Bank of America has been really good with security on everything. They've been really good with helping me and communicating through everything. But there's that. And then there's SoFi Bank, which is my personal account, which I only use to be able to buy and do things here because they have no international transaction fees. And you're probably asking, like, why am I even talking about this and why does this matter? Well, right now in this moment, because I live here and I'm not traveling, if you personally wanted to send me a Western Union, one, I couldn't pick it up because I don't have anything. I don't have any IDs. I don't have anything. That's one. Two, because I live here, you have to have a stamp on your passport within 3 months to get like a Western roomie. Bank of America, when something like this happens, they most often give you new account numbers. They give you a code separate from the card separate, and there's 3 different things that are being mailed. So I'm waiting on those things to arrive. SoFi's giving me some stuff. It's been a cluster. What I need from you, and the reason I'm sharing the story with you, is twofold. I've been here for 6 years. I have never in a million years thought that by having job interviews and by offering someone a job, I'd be in a position where I'd be drugged and robbed of everything. I have spent plenty of times with random women from clubs, from different areas, like all of that, and never been in a situation. I've always protected myself, but the picture was different. And that's the thing I can't stress enough. I talk about my dog, Logan, and he's amazing. He's a great dog, but we trade through pictures, meaning like he knows what he's going to expect, what he's not going to expect. And if he sees something different, the picture changes, he'll investigate, but the routine is still the routine. So like my last apartment, his water bowl's outside and there's a sliding glass door. Well, if the sliding glass door was closed and we came back in the apartment, he would walk into the sliding glass door, like literally head first into the sliding glass door because the picture had changed and he hadn't adjusted. I have seen the picture of meeting a chick that I was interested in a million times in a million different areas for myself and all the people I've helped. But I've never seen the picture of just being helpful, doing the job, having the mindset of that leading to this. So I'm saying that to you to say, yo, I don't care what you're doing here. It's still a third world country, and people that are desperate and poor do some really shitty things, man. But again, I don't want to I don't want to harp on that. So let's talk about some of these positives. Um, because I feel like that's necessary. Um, all of this happened, and like they left. They told me what I needed to do in terms of like the reporting and stuff like that. And I took Logan, who I was grateful was okay in there, and we went for a walk. And I walked about 4 miles, and I ended up at Artemisa Cafe with Mayra Alejandra. Links for all this stuff will be in the description. I met her about a month ago, and she owns a little coffee shop. She's amazing. But I was walking. I didn't know where I was going, and I just ended up there. And I expressed to her the story. And this phone is actually hers. It has no sound. I can't make phone calls. But I can send messages. I've been able to text people. And she fed me, and she gave me coffee, and she spent the entire day just talking to me, making sure I was okay. I cannot express. This woman has nothing, and she gave me everything she could to help me that day, which I'll forever be grateful for. So, I talked about Karen, talked about Steven and Adrian. What I didn't tell you was that I found my phone, found it as in location. Google has a find a device through Google accounts, and I was able to locate the phone. I said the police here are shitty because when I presented them with the information and said, hey, I found my phone is located, this is the address, let's go. They make me wait for them to show up my apartment. I give them the address, and then they tell me, listen, this is what you need to do. You need to go out there, get close, and when you get close, call 911, which is 123 here in Colombia. and then we'll send some police out there. Now, this is 7 o'clock in the morning when I'm telling them about this, and I'm like, yo, we need to go. This is on Monday, because it was a holiday. Long story short, by the time I got out there, they weren't there. The neighbors confirmed that the girl I expressed and explained, like, her description, that she lived there, 2 women, 3 guys. Whether or not they do this professionally, I'm assuming that they do. You know, I posted this on Facebook. I was just talking to them about this. I really think that because I posted the fact that this job was in the South, it's on Facebook with my profile, so you see my name. You tell I'm a foreigner. Like, I think I just was all set up on this from the jump. That said, though, the police were useless in being. I still am waiting on them to take the video footage and the license plate and go back out to this location. But when I did go out there, shout out to Ulysses, shout out to Ben. When I say I have nothing, they had to send me Ubers to get there. Shout out to Angelica for helping me. She called the police when I got there. She called the police for me when I got there because, like I said, the phone has no sound. So I texted her. I sent her a picture of the address. She sent the police to me. And then the 2 police that arrived, helped me talk to the neighbors and, canvass the neighborhood in terms of, finding the people and that kind of stuff. But the Uber driver, I was explaining to him the story, and, he expressed to me that he had just recently been robbed, and they called him out to a farm, and he went there to pick him up, and he called him and had him whatever. And I don't know, he was really personable and connected with me and gave me some money for food. And I don't know. Again, the positive. I've had to use what I had to use to kind of get around. Remember, I told you they stole my Civica. I had to get a haircut. I didn't have to get a haircut, but when someone invades your house, like, I can't tell you how, like, I still haven't slept well. Like, I feel like someone came into my sanctuary of peace and disrupted it. And no matter how much I clean, no matter how much sage I burn, I feel completely uncomfortable. Um, Y'all, it's crazy. It's crazy to think back. So I wound up having to go to the hospital on Saturday. Angelica, whatever. I went to the hospital on Saturday, and they took blood tests and gave me 2 bags of IV fluids. And they told me with the amount of scopamine and bullshit I had in my system, if it weren't for my size, they would think I'd been dead. And even saying that, like, is crazy, but 65 people, for those of you that, like, aren't into, like, the traveling videos and you're not, like, watching the stuff from Colombia, which you should. I would encourage you, if you're traveling, you should. But for the most part, the people that don't know, last year in 2024, I think there were 68 foreigners that were overdosed and drugged with scopamine that died in similar situations to this. And it's crazy because every time I've ever seen those stories, I've always just been like, you kind of deserve that, bro. Like, you shouldn't be looking for prostitutes. Like, you set yourself up. How would you take a hooker back to your house? Like, all of these different things. And I never thought this. All right. I don't want to make this long. I am going to do some interviews, but this is what I need from you guys. Like, serious help. The link. There's a link for PayPal, a QR that you can scan and send money. Whatever your donation, you send $1, it will help to carry. But you may be saying to yourself, I really don't have a lot of money. I'm tight. I'm broke. This would be really helpful. So there's another link to SoFi Bank. If you open an account with SoFi Bank, you add $50 to the account from a debit card, okay? They will pay you $25 and they will send me $75. So if you can't send me $75, but you have 50, that would be the absolute best way to help me. I mean that I can't stress it enough. That would be the best way to help me. But if you don't have $50 and you're willing to send 5, I'd greatly appreciate that as well. And I would just say, please send that to the PayPal for Karen. She's managing everything. My Airbnb, which, by the way, I'm paying day by day right now. So I know you may be busy. I know you may be tired. I know you may have other things going on. But if you're watching this video right now, please click the link, send 5, set up SoFi. Take 10 minutes and help me with that, because I literally don't know where I'll be day by day as I'm waiting for everything else to be resolved. I will be doing interviews on Friday. I will try to have those links in the description for that as well for this video so that you guys can see those lives. So you guys can jump in and ask me questions. I really, really want to help you guys prevent being in any type of similar situation. I think this is a little bit unique. I think most of the times people are foreigners that come in here. They don't know the area and they just get duped. I've lived here. I'm fluent in Spanish. Like, this is my one of two businesses I'm currently opening here in Medellín. Like, this was not, I would have never assumed this in a million years. So thank you. Thank you for everyone that has helped pay for my metro to get from to and from places. Like, as shitty as this group of people have been and are, there have been amazing people that have shown me love that I never would expect it. And let me just say, none of them have been from my family. Absolutely not. One person from my family has sent me a message to ask me if I've been okay. Um, and so, you know, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Interviews on Friday. Other questions, let me know. Comments below. I'm trying to get back on social media with things, so I'll send links to the new socials. My TikTok and all that stuff is still up. I'm here, y'all, just surviving. That's it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for helping, and peace.